And then there is this health consideration, the pandemic within the pandemic. Domestic violence is increasing as the abused are forced to quarantine with their abusers. And in Oklahoma, a situation that was bad to begin with is not getting any better as isolation measures remain in place.
So abusers like isolation and control. And what do we have now? We have isolation that is ordained, which means we have hostage situations with the abuser in complete control over everything. And she, and I say she because it's 1 in 3 women and 1 in 7 men, so it's mostly she's. She could call a hotline or call a friend or just cry. And now, all of those techniques that she used, that used to work, out the door. Nothing works. And she cannot call anybody because he is in the other room or on the sofa listening to everything.
Indrani Goradia experienced severe abuse as a child. Today, she is an international advocate for ending gender-based violence and empowering women.
We are seeing an uptick in calls to the police. From March of 2019 to 2020, 40% in parts of France. This morning, I saw an article where the Pope is saying, pray for women who have courage. It's an uptick of 25% across a lot of cities.
Prior to the coronavirus, Oklahoma ranks 6th in the nation for the highest rate of physical violence inflicted on women. In central Oklahoma, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men are victims of domestic violence. And Oklahoma County leads the state in domestic violence-related homicides. And then, of course, there are the children.
Nationally, April is Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month, and this concern is backed up by Healthy Minds policy report that warns as many as 30% of children involved in quarantines could experience post-traumatic stress disorder. Unemployment and financial stress may also lead to more than 13,000 additional Oklahomans developing substance abuse issues. Now, if domestic abuse is a problem for you, please remember to call the Family Safety Center or DVIS, Domestic Violence Intervention Services.
Salone Carter of Tulsa made that call. Today, she is free from a 13-year abusive relationship. Free, but fearful.
I fear for these ladies and some men that are also involved in it, but I fear for them because they are truly stuck. And a lot of people aren't coming out. They're not going to check on people. They think that they're just social distancing, and people are being abused. And it is horrific knowing, and now the children are there. That's more stress. They're seeing more things, and it's just a horrible thing altogether.
DVIS released new statistics this week, reporting that the number of protective orders issued increased year to year in February from 181 to 208. Crisis calls have risen month to month by 30 this year. And calls to counseling centers and shelters are rising significantly week to week.
Mine was a 13-year cycle. When the weather would get bad in the wintertime, when it would be things where cars were messed up and you were in the home, that's when the abuse is so bad. If I was in that right now, still to this day, I have no doubt that I would be in I would be in harm's way.
If you need help for any of these problems, call 211. They can direct you to the best agency. And for mental health issues, call the Mental Health Assistance Center. That's 918-585-1213 if you or a loved one is experiencing problems.
If someone watching this is a victim or is living in fear, what can your organization do? What should that person do?
The current situation does not require abuse victims to stay in their homes. And so if you have a safe place to go, I'd certainly go there. There are also other options for protective orders now. The Family Safety Center is closed to the general public, but we've got staff here and we're able to answer questions. We're able to help in some cases with some other resources, legal resources in particular.
Can you talk about if you're a caregiver, what should you be doing during this time, maybe in addition to what you would normally be doing?
What you need to be focused on is making sure you have at least 2 or 3 breaks during the day where all you have to do is sit and breathe. You can tell yourself as you're breathing, let me just use my own name, Indrani, you are doing the best you can. You have always done the best you can. And when I open this door, I will continue to do the best I can. And I will try to not feel guilty for all of the things I have no control of.
Indrani, do you see any positive coming out of this when we get on the other side of it?
Let me put that right back to you. You and I would never have been speaking. We would never know about each other. Now we do. There's the gift. Awareness is a gift. I'm asking and begging. Don't forget, as you continue to cover your city, your part of the world, and I have to say, I'm sorry to say, Oklahoma is the 6th highest state for domestic violence. So we want you to get to number 50. Let's bring you down. A lower number is a better number.
Indrani, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.